Hey, welcome to the Kind of Late Show. This is episode, I don't know. This is now either I perfectly timed the hidden episode with episode 10, but I think realistically that was episode 9. So I think this is episode 10.
You'll put it in the
Yes,
description.
it is episode 10. Because I remember you texting me and it'd be like, damn it,
I can look
I'm
it up.
trying to
I
watch
can
episode
fact
8.
check it.
So then I think it was episode 9. It's the hidden episode.
Yeah,
Okay, so this is episode 10. You're right.
yeah.
Welcome to the Kind of Late Show. I am your host, Terence. And we came up with a good thing earlier, so I'm just going to say, ay, 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 ay. My co-host tonight, Jordan, the infamous Jordan, the long
What
time.
up?
And tonight we have Anika on screen. I kind of like
Hello.
that as your name,
Oh,
Anika on screen.
All right, I'll take
Also,
it.
hold the mic closer to your. Like, I'm not even sound checking, but like I can just tell that you need to be closer.
Is that better?
You can like move it closer if you're gonna lean back more. Like you can hold it at the yeah. All right,
Okay, there we go.
cool. Sorry,
So you're telling me that wasn't what you came up with the I?
no. Was it
Yeah.
did it seem rehearsed?
Uh,
Like if I just went like my name is. I mean, if I did that, I would have like totally just
yeah.
segued into Ukraine and be like, ay, 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 World War III. But like,
Been around the world and I.
right, oh yeah, I was thinking about like Alpha 5.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, this would be episode 10 because the hidden episode would have been episode 9.
All
All
right,
right.
episode 10.
So we're going to call it the ghost episode.
We're here. We're in double digits. We made it.
We made it double digits
All right.
together.
Welcome to our show, everyone. We are trying to make the world a happy place right now. As crazy things are happening in the world, and that's not our fault.
Oh.
So we got some topics to talk about tonight. Just to hit off on some. We had like some good. We have some. Let's go funny, real funny, right? So
Okay.
first off, I think we want to readdress the clip from our hidden episode from episode X, which if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it.
Oh,
Martha and
no.
Snoop,
Let's just get
the
this out of the way.
conspiracy theory. Readdress. I have my own conspiracy theory that Martha and Snoop Dogg are in fact secret lovers. This is obviously all for fun, but you know, I wouldn't be shocked if it was real. Excuse me.
I second that. I know Jordan's not a particular fan of it. That being said,
It's not that I'm not a fan of it. It's just like I don't
You
think
don't
it's.
believe it.
I
Nah,
don't
that's
believe it.
fine, that's
It's
fine,
not.
that's fine.
It's not. You know, if it was happening, I'd be like, all right, yeah, that's cool. It's
Which-
like I'm not
that
gonna hate on it, but it just doesn't seem possible or anything to come around. It's literally, yeah.
And so that being said, the reason we're readjusting is because during that particular segment, you guys turned to my chair and said to fact check it. So, I wasn't there, so I'm fact checking everything now. We're just gonna go over like the actual story is. So Snoop and Martha met originally in 2008. He appeared on her television show, Martha, and they hit it off instantly. That being said, yes, Snoop Dogg is married. I know Sean kind of fact checked that, and it's really lovely actually, because
They've been together
his wife, yeah,
for a
sh-
long, long time, and I'm not saying
Sean
that.
Taylor. Well, so they got married and then they divorced. He filed for divorce for irreconcilable differences in 2004. They've been married for 7 years at that point.
Mhm.
And then they got married again in 2008. So they, came back together. So that's a really lovely story. He's got a lot of fucking cousins. Let's be real. I'm just like the related list on this is just like Sasha Banks, Ray J, Brandy, all of them. Martha was married, but divorced her husband in 1990.
What?
Sorry, I'm just like trying to sound check now. Sorry.
Oh.
Maybe she has to hold it like that.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, that kind of just makes it seem like, to me, yeah, well,
And then
whatever.
yeah, and
They
she had
hit it
already
off.
been in jail or been in and out of jail after. Wait, by the time she met Snoop, they
Also,
have
this was already
okay.
like her second.
So
This was already like her return show. Like her.
yeah, exactly. So um, we're there. So looking into it, we are not there. You are far from the only person to have this theory. They have been asked about it. Um, to which they did give statements of like, no, 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 no. It's
They
just
have been asked about
they
it.
they
Jordan.
just love and respect each other. Martha has said she thinks he's attractive though.
She thinks he's attractive.
God
Well,
damn
so,
it,
so,
Terrence.
so what?
But she also said he's like, but he's younger than my daughter, so no.
Yeah. And why
Well, and
would
I'm just like, why wouldn't there's that means nothing if it was reverse. He was, come on, what was it? And
Anna Nicole Smith.
Anna Nicole Smith was a thing.
I know, I'm just saying, like, why men don't like sleeping with people who are as young as their kids.
Well, and that's what she brings up.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
But they have quoted that they love each other.
And as for your comment about Martha's figure, she was a model, so she's all covered in that area. That's what she originally got.
Was emphasis on was a model. Was.
All
If
right.
anything, it's just like if I was Snoop, I was just like maybe let Martha give me head, but that's about it.
Oh my god! Damn it, Jordan.
That's about it.
Did you research turn up what show or what channel the show was on?
Oh, it was on MTV. It was
It was on MTV.
yeah, Snoop and Martha's potluck dinner party. It had. So I'm getting mixed things. One says it was 2 seasons. Somebody else or another source said it was 3 seasons. So I didn't. No, it wasn't MTV. It was a VH1. Sorry.
Okay, I
it
did
was-
say VH1 on
It was nominated for MTV Movie Award. Am I the only one that thinks it's weird that a
their
TV
show was nominated for an
a
MTV movie?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no. It
It's
sounded
pretty
weird
weird.
when you said it. Yeah.
Maybe they'd maybe it's a typo. Maybe they meant movie.
We're just did.
They
maybe
meant
if
TV. Or,
well, I don't know how MTV awards work.
what
Well, because they also have the
They have the
are the
music.
VMAs MTV?
I think
The
they-
Video Music
that's a
Awards.
video
Yeah.
music.
I don't.
What is it for? Yeah, that's so weird.
Aren't the VMAs?
Are you asking like which channel they showcased on, or who actually
on the channel they're
owns
showcased
them?
on? I'm pretty sure is MTV.
But,
But-
it's on VH1.
I don't know. That's
Yes, MTV Video Music Awards.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I was right. Yay. I'm not out of touch. I just
I don't,
don't watch
it.
TV.
Yeah, I haven't watched that shit in forever.
Do 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 do.
It was like-
my
Okay,
MTV.
So there, that was us. We're going back and fact checking the Snoop versus the Snoop and Martha thing.
I don't think
That was
I
all.
still
It's
don't
just
think
I'm not
I
the
stand by
I'm
it.
not the only one.
you're not the only one. But
We get it. You don't believe in love.
That's not even. I can literally just like sense sexual tension like from a mile away, and it's not really there.
Whoa.
I don't know. I think like if see, this is my stance with it. Like, if Martha Stewart's gonna like come over and bring like a whole cooked meal, like a feast for everyone in my family, yeah, she can fuck my husband. Go ahead. Is she gonna clean it up after too? I'd love that.
That's what I said Anika would say in the last episode. So this was to cover all the bases and everything we said.
I'm not saying they have, but I'm saying, maybe Shantae is not completely against the idea.
Yeah, but see, that's what that was probably like my point. But I'm just saying it's never happened for sure. That's my whole point. It's never happened. Like you can think like, oh yeah, she might be okay with it or whatever. Yeah, if I if she did this, I will let him fuck whatever. Still doesn't mean it happened.
All right. So what are other topics?
So that was our first topic. And that was just to reiterate what had happened in the hidden episode.
Like that needed a whole lot of fact checking. I leave for 2 weeks, and you guys are all
And
over
Sean
the place.
was the one that kept. I mean, we don't. I don't preach that this show is factual or in the news. So this is a show for people to have fun.
That's fair.
Speak. So let's talk about the track system in schools.
Oh my god.
The perfect segue. So there was this whole thing back in the. I'm sure we're millennials all averaging in our 30s. So I mean
We're not.
I'm 28. Yeah, I know. I turned 29 this year, and then like my birthday's at the end of the year. So like by the time like I actually settle into my age, I already feel like it's
27. You're 27. That's our family motto. What's your 27? You turn 27 every year after.
I'm 27.
There you go.
So, excuse me. Whoa, that was a nice one.
It's the beer.
Yeah. Lay off that for a moment. The track system. Our parents grew up with this whole idea that there was, A track, B track, C track. A track was for smart kids. B track was for, the middle kids. C track was for dumb kids. So in theory, this whole, system was put out of place. So, in theory, in the schooling we grew up with, I think there was definitely evidence that that model still existed. And that was something that irked me because that was something I visibly saw in my schooling growing up, and I pointed out to my teachers all the time. And sometimes they'd either criticize me or they'd realize I was seeing through the veil and actually encouraged me to, just switch tracks. Because for the most part, I figured I was probably actually on the B track growing up, which was just the middling track.
I think everyone here was probably on the B track.
It's what it's all. Sometimes it's depending on the student. Like of course, you may not be good at like taking tests or stuff like that, but you may like know your stuff. So it's.
Well, again, when we went,
I guess they exist for a reason, but sometimes they just put people.
Well, we went to
places where
California public schools, so if you weren't succeeding academically, you weren't succeeding. Like there wasn't like an alternative. It wasn't like skills was something being taught in our schools is like something that everyone should learn, and definitely the idea of like labor and hard work was something that was almost looked down upon in the public schools we went to. Well, at least that's what I always felt, because there was always this whole, you don't want to do this. You want to be like a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer growing up. It's like, well, you're not telling kids that they could be making bank as dock workers or as starting construction businesses, making a fuck ton of money plumbing, and you weren't teaching them those skills either.
Yeah, and all that stuff is like. You don't need like a prestigious college education for it. All you have to do is really just like graduate. So they didn't really give options for the B or the C. It's really just like all the like top jobs were like something like an A track student would get. But they didn't really like provide options for other people who like you're not as
Which I think those classes were there, but for the most part, we kind of saw them as like, the
dumb K class.
Like they get like there was auto shop and like, but no one was like taking auto shop seriously, like they were gonna be a mechanic or anything.
There was home ec and stuff like that at the school, but like the counselors kind of actively discouraged students from taking those classes.
They encouraged them towards academics,
which I don't know how much of that was affected by the No Child Left Behind Act. That took place in 2001.
And again, a lot of things, I'm sure, a lot of it comes down to money and funding. How many students do you have in what programs? All this stuff. But again, like there was honors classes and advanced placement class,
Yeah.
AP classes. So that was clearly those were all the students that were on
Yeah.
the A track.
Mm-hmm.
And there's programs that reached out to all these smarter students. And there was gifted and talented education. So that's straight up, you grabbed a whole crop full of students and you said you guys are going to be the smart students in the district, because this was a district program.
Yeah.
This was kids that were all grabbed from like the first 2 hours of school, and they were taught cooler and better shit than any of us, and they were taught how to like hone creativity and skills. And when no kids that we ever got this, why can't you just make this the norm? But again, you couldn't make that the norm because teachers were all just assholes that gave up on their path. And like, all right, well, I can try and help these students do better.
Maybe try.
Well, that's me being optimistic about teachers.
I mean, yeah, it's just like there's like there's a handful of like good teachers, in the bunch, but then there's some just pretty much just like there, and then
That's definitely, I think, kind of where like this whole track thing comes to mind, because again, that's how I knew. That's how I kind of saw the veil of there was this whole track system.
Some of those C track classes though were fun as hell.
I took a this nice little C track thing in 8th grade, but that's when it even started, because there was like the Avid program, and
yeah.
I straight up slammed a teacher because
I was an Avid for a
there
little
there
bit,
there was an 8th grade period where everyone or not 8th grade, yeah, during 8th grade it was like the end of the day period, and everyone split up into their groups, and these were essentially more track groups. So there was kids with Avid programs, and these were like the B low A kids that the ones that were pretty consistent.
More like BC.
Yeah, BC. They were the ones that were consistent, and these kids have a chance to get to college. And I straight up told a teacher, why are you giving all these students these skills and trying to prep them instead of doing that for everyone? And she's like, well, why don't you just join the program? Well, and now that I'm thinking about it, and I just said it out loud, like, join the program. Well, fuck you. This program sucks. I want it to change. I want everyone to have these skills and to be prepped.
Yeah.
And because you decided some kids are now they're too stupid for us to put in the effort.
It's just like, I was pretty, it was for like average students, so, and they would do a lot for these.
But it was to try and get them to encourage them to
give them the care,
to go to that next to get to that next level. They want to help them get that brass ring.
I guess it was like potential or whatever. They seen kids that saw potential in, but couldn't get them the care about the work or whatever. And I remember.
Anika, you've been awfully silent.
Oh, I'm just trying to hold off sneezes.
Oh, okay. I remember, I was in Avid from 7th to like 9th grade, and then it was just like, nah, I just kind of just started slacking in school and like homework and shit. It's like,
But then you kind of saw it's like, this is how is this
bullshit.
helping me?
And at the end, exactly. It's not really like helping me. So,
and these are California public schools we're talking about.
Well, and you and I talked about it before, where a lot of the A-track kids were like in the AP classes, and there was teachers that were trying to get all their B and C students onto that A-track because it would help them in the long run, but yeah, skills weren't being taught.
I had a teacher that full on told me, oh, you have really good grades. You could be on the 4-year track. And again, he full on said track, like it's a track system. That's what we were all on.
Yeah, it's like, why don't you just teach everyone this instead of just like making a track? Don't you want everyone at the same level? But I get it. Some people.
Well, like we talked about it, like they didn't.
You can't get everyone into it, so
Did you ever take any of the SATs or the the other one, the ACT?
No, I never took any of those.
Okay, because they never told us when they were, right?
That and
and we didn't know how to because they never explained that to any of the students of how to actually take that. It was kind of something
about it a lot.
They would mention it, but they wouldn't tell you any specifics or what you needed to do to
Yeah,
get
I
to
still
go
don't even
sign up
like
and do
know
it.
like what how that test went or like.
It's like they kind of just, expected you to figure it out on your own,
Mhm.
which is fine. I think a lot of it was they assumed that your parents would help you, but if you were from like, at the area that we were in, which is some working class,
Yeah.
lower
Diverse
in
community.
diverse lower income community, uh, a lot of our parents didn't go to college,
Alright.
so they don't know when to do any of the. I'm like, and that's not to say that's every person that lived there, but like there was a huge chunk of kids that they would have been the first to go to college,
Well,
and so they
sorry, not
didn't
the
know how
camera. I
to
want
apply for
and
any of that
even
stuff.
like I know a lot of the attitude, and I've heard this sentiment from a lot of. I've heard the parents say this, and I've heard and this is a really toxic, civil behavior, which is that it's an authority's job to cultivate social behavior and to bear that down to the actual incident, which is this was parents that were thinking it was the school's job to teach their kids how to be good citizens
Yeah.
and to be good people.
Mhm.
It's like, well, no, that's your job. And I heard teachers time after time. Well, it's your job to no, it's not. It's not the teacher's job to teach your kid how to be a good person.
Mhm. Yeah.
And now I think that's the issue that we're kind of seeing in schools today is schools have taken up that role of, well, now it is our job to teach these students how to be good people.
And people aren't liking it.
Yeah.
Or at least people that pay attention aren't necessarily.
Well, and again, it's
And
what
some
is
people,
good people, and again
yeah,
is not hating people is
a
probably a
start.
pretty it's probably pretty good thing, but how do you go about that? And again, is
Yeah.
should a program that relies on something like a track system, no matter what, even when it says it's not, is that really the best place for social engineering children's behavior?
No.
And I guess
no.
even we don't have Sean here with us, and that's would have been a good one with him because he's the parent, but we're products of public school, so
Yeah.
I work at a public school, and there's this one kid that's like stealing. I work in a cafeteria, and this one kid's like stole lunch. He like got his lunch and then came back in line, grabbed one, and ran away. And then that's like messed up because what if that lunch could have gone to someone else, and then he doesn't realize that, and then I guess he's like foreign. I don't know what country he's from, but he doesn't really speak English. And the kids are standing up for him, like, "Oh, wait, he doesn't speak English. He doesn't know what you're saying. He doesn't know what you're saying, but he knows what he's doing."
no, that's bullshit. He knows he's supposed to leave a tip.
He,
Well, and the other question is, we don't know the
and
kid's
it's just like,
homework,
and
so like,
I don't even know. Like, he going into school, so
Nah,
and he
I
brought
got flipped off by a foreign kid in summer, and he was another Latino kid, and I'm not. I'm an American-born Hispanic, and
yeah,
he was like, some
he's from
Mexican
Europe or
kid, and he just like
something.
looked at me with some ugly face and flipped me off. I didn't have that shit. I was like, nah, teacher.
Yeah, like, and then it's just like, like some teachers care, some faculty care. Like my manager, she cares. She wants these kids to like be on the right path. She thinks it's gonna go as far as, oh man, he might get killed one day for like doing something wrong. It's like, oh, I don't know about that. He might just get his ass beat, but it's like it's good that you care, and you care so much that you're worried about these kids' future or like that far away, because once he grows up, and he's still doing stuff like that, something might really go down, so yeah,
You grab someone else's drink in a bar, they're
yeah,
gonna fuck you up.
yeah, they're gonna fuck you up. They might kill you, and she's worried about that, and it's like, yeah, this kid needs to get his ass beat soon. He's got to mess with the wrong kid one of these days. Because I feel like we were like, after he stole that, we were just staring him down, like watching how he is with other people, and then like some kid like told on him, teacher, or like campus supervisor.
Well, like you said, that's kind of like a bullying isn't the worst thing because you're.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know I don't disrespect other people because I disrespected people in my youth.
Yeah, it's
And even,
Yeah.
even in my more recent youth, I know I've been disrespectful to individuals, and it's
Yeah.
like, but that's part of growing up, is
Yeah.
learning those lessons.
Yeah. You learn these lessons, and you know better, and then you just become a better person. And the earlier you do it, I guess.
I'm very much of the people who are bullied are bullies, and bullies that are also bullied.
Oh, I became a
Like
bully,
it's
and
a cycle,
I became a bully in high school
right?
because I was bullied in middle school.
Yeah.
Well, you knew me. I wasn't really a bully. I just became an asshole.
Yeah,
And again, it was I just realized the formula. If this is the formula, if you're like young and watching the show, if you like or you're getting treated like shit all the time, and you're like, well, how can I like improve my standing? Just start being an asshole to everyone. No one's gonna care. It's high school. You're all gonna be over with in life later. Everyone's gonna look like back on it like it was all good fun because that's how they thought about treating you the whole time. It's all good fun.
Yeah.
Nut up or shut up.
Shit. I mean, I remember getting picked on a little bit in elementary school.
You're too cool to get picked on.
Well, before I moved to Alhambra, yeah. So, but I would always like fight back or just like hit kids in the mouth. I was a lip buster. Like I like count like how many people like.
I got in a few fights. I wasn't good at it, but I didn't lose. I don't think it was always it was probably it was realistically it was probably a draw.
My fighting days were elementary school. I stopped that shit once I got into high school and junior high. That was
Yeah, again, it's like by then you learned the lesson of like, because again, even like when I was like 12 to like 7th, 8th grade, I got into like two serious, like one of them was a pretty, it was a fight, and then the other one was like I could have started like a, there could have been a really serious fight, and everyone could have been really like fucking pissed off. So then like that is I went into high school, like I ain't trying to like fucking, I ain't trying to piss off too many people. I've done that shit before. I'm just trying to like make a funny comment and have friends.
Yeah, I never got into fights in high school,
but people did.
Yeah, people.
Yeah.
No, I
Like
okay. The best fight that I saw in high school. We were all just sitting around because me and this is my freshman year. The thing that me and my friends did, we sat like right outside like the weight room, and we played butts up the tennis ball game where we're all throwing at the ball and then hitting each other.
Yeah.
Because that's what you do. You throw balls and hit each other when you're a young boy.
Yeah.
that's to put dad's
So
some of dad's stories in perspective.
So then we just see a ton of students just all like running towards like between C and D building, and we're like, oh shit, it's a fight. Let's go. So we follow the crowd. Like, what's going on? Fight! And it's two dudes thumb wrestling.
Damn, best fight ever.
Wow. The fight I remember was two chicks were fighting between C and D building in the courtyard, and like, yeah, everyone just swarmed and like they were rolling around. I mean, I expected it, considering the two girls, but like, it was very, very like, come on now, we're older than you are a teenager, you should be over this shit.
Yeah, and then I'm lucky enough. I don't think I've ever. Oh, you've almost seen a few fights in college. I never was in a. No, I've been lucky to reduce the violence in my life.
Really? Oh yeah, because I went to.
But again, like that's part of growing up. You learn your lessons. You don't need a track system to Oh, hopefully in theory you don't need a track system to teach you reason.
If you're trying to fight someone when you're in college, you need to drop out of college because it is not for you. Like that is like, oh my goodness.
Your words, not mine. Unless you're like into like kendo and shit.
Yeah, no. If you're like disciplining yourself with it, that's one thing. But like, oh my goodness, if you're trying to like track down some chick in a parking lot because you think your boyfriend's cheating on you with her, you need to reevaluate your life, honey. You should probably dump the boyfriend.
Yeah,
Some girls like that drama.
I mean, you fuck her up, then she's just gonna cheat on.
It's like you are an
cheat on you
adult
with some
now.
other
You can
chick.
get charged as an adult.
Yeah, Anika like said she was
Oh,
gonna
that
call the.
too.
Anika said she was gonna call the police if a fight broke out, and then they were like, "Damn, what the fuck? That's hardcore." And it's like, you're a fucking adult. This is what happens. This is adult things. It's called assault and battery.
It's if you are old enough to drink,
Yeah,
you are old enough to know the law.
Like I remember like when you have that shift when you're becoming young, and then like you start like when you get like athletes on TV are now your age, and then like you hear like you're 19, and then you hear someone on the news died, and they're like a 19-year-old man, and you're like, what the fuck? I'm 19. What? I'm not a man. I'm just everyone keeps calling me a kid.
Well,
I was pretty comfortable with that.
Now he's a man.
Right now it's like, okay, so now anonymous is a man, but like me at work I'm a kid. What the fuck?
It's a good work, kid. Little guy.
How
little
old are you?
man.
19? Oh, you're just a kid. What? I mean, I'm like 26, or when I was 26, I was still getting told at work I'm just a kid.
Yeah, shit. Exactly.
Yeah, it's like like, our grandparents were going to war at 18, and we're
Yeah.
like, oh, you're 26, you're just a kid. And I'm like,
Still never feel old enough to do shit.
so that was I think we're good on schools. We expressed our.
You know,
We went off on a tangent. I think we're good. I don't know how we get redirect from that.
I mean, we made our point. I think we felt like the track system didn't go away in public schools. Public schools could
Oh
be
no,
doing better.
not at all.
yeah.
All
Definitely.
the stuff. California public schools are really failing their students.
I would agree.
As I even feel like we didn't have bad schooling, and I still feel like this isn't the way to do it.
Yeah.
No, because I got into college and like I was still pretty prepared,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of students that had gone to like private school that weren't. But my goodness,
Yeah, I don't know if it was our public schools that. Well, I mean, I guess
That's fair. That's fair.
that's kind of just sheer determination and will, and that's something that they won't just can't teach in public schools. So, bless you.
Thank you.
Topic 2. Oh, this is kind of new. Or it's not new. This is a recent development. We just found out that Jordan is Seinfeld over Friends, and Anika and I are friends over Seinfeld.
Yes, this was some. So we're gonna talk about
less
that.
than Jake once said, have you ever taken the time to really discover how little you know about each other? This is us taking that time.
This is just pretty recently. I just found this out. So it's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
like-
we were
it's
just
not like
talking about
something
this
I
before
just-
the
just
show.
been
Yeah.
hiding.
No, it's not like we're all blatantly. It's not like
Yeah.
we're always ever watching either of these shows.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like any of these are a group go to.
Yeah. This is just like
No, but it's
what
the
we
classic
watched.
argument.
Yeah, what have we watched recently?
I'm the type of person that's offended when everyone's like, "Oh, like what's the greatest sitcom ever?" And they're like, "Oh, it's Seinfeld." I'm like, "The fuck? No, it's not. It's not that great."
I wouldn't even say that. I wouldn't say
Right?
it's
They're like,
my
"Oh, it's a show.
favorite
It's a show about nothing." I'm like, "No, it's not a show about nothing. It's a show about Seinfeld. What would you say the Dick Van Dyke Show was about? It was about Dick Van Dyke. The show's called Seinfeld. It's about Jerry fucking Seinfeld. Every fucking episode starts with him doing stand up. It's like that's what the show's about. It takes place in his apartment. Like
talks about his gigs and everything.
it's not a show about nothing. Sorry, it's. I could say way more offensive things about how it's not a show about nothing, but I'm gonna stick it to.
I've heard that say it's a show about nothing, but it's not really about like you said, it's him doing stand up in like beginning and sometimes the end. So, but I don't know. It's just the situations that happen and just all come together. It's pretty funny, and there's just like a few things that I remember that I think about that is just funny to me. It's not like
I mean,
I
don't get me
know that
wrong. There's
show.
like I've enjoyed
know
the
that-
show. I can watch the show and enjoy it. There's some bangers. I mean,
exactly. I just enjoy it more than I enjoy Friends.
I think the deli's definitely more of a a more interesting hangout than a coffee shop, but that's that's not really an argument for either.
Well, I mean, like if we're
It's
going for hangout spots, they all lose to like How I Met Your Mother and the bar,
That's
and that bar
well,
loses. That
okay.
bar loses to Always Sunny
Yes.
and Patty's Pub.
Okay, but now you're just jumping across like those
now we
they
can just
weren't
talk about.
directly competing for the syndication spot. In which case, it'd probably be like Cheers.
Yeah, I was gonna say. When
But
we're talking about
like, if it's the
bars,
syndication spot, then like
my favorite bars in The Simpsons.
Moe's.
Yeah.
We tried to go to Moe's at Universal the other day, but it was
Oh
crowded.
my god, it's always so crowded. I can only imagine.
And it
it's
wasn't
always
even
that crowded.
so crowded. It was just
But like every table was. Well, every table was taken.
Yeah.
That's all.
I think there might have been like one free one, but we're like introverts, so we're like, no, it's not sitting near people.
No. There was no free one. There was one that like they were only using two, and then they had two other ones, and we didn't want to sit next to
That's
people.
the best sitcom though.
What, Moe's? Oh, The Simpsons?
Yeah.
As for hangout spots, absolutely.
I have did they need was the Flaming Moe on the menu?
I didn't notice.
Because like, I mean, maybe at Moe's bar it might be.
I didn't notice.
Because like, come on, that's a Flaming Moe. Are you
I'm gonna get that beer.
Oh, you should ask Anika to get
Yeah,
it.
I
Now
could've
you've
gotten
gotten up in the middle of the.
It's all right.
Now you've made a fuss.
It's not the first time.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, just I mean that.
All right. So, what's a friend moment?
I mean, like Paul Rudd was on Friends, man. He married they married Phoebe. Okay, that's one of my favorite things on Friends was when they got married. They played on the piano here, there, and everywhere.
It wasn't on a piano.
It was like an organ or something.
No.
Was it a
It was like
was it a little mini orchestra?
No, it was the little drums. I can't remember the name of the actual.
Like a xylophone.
Timpani.
Yeah, no, it wasn't the timpani, but it was like.
Either way, it was here. It
was like these tropical.
Either way, it was.
Oh,
just like a
steel
xylophone.
drums?
Yeah, they were steel drums.
Well, either way, they played Here, There, and Everywhere by the Beatles, and I was like, well, this is just a great moment.
Alex, I'm pretty sure it was steel drums.
There's
Funny moment.
You know
and
what?
I've read this thing about how Friends, like, for some reason, references porn more than like any show.
We should not have been watching it when we were growing up, but like,
because again, we were kids in the
our
'90s, and that's when
parents were
shows
also
into
young,
prime.
and you know, at the end of the day, they wanted to watch a show they were going to enjoy, and we weren't going to remember it anyways, except we did. So that is worrying for you parents. Your kids
are
remember
gonna
the
those
shows. So you should keep that in mind.
It's true.
For the perfect example of how much those kids are going to remember those shows, I remember the Green Ranger saga from Power Rangers, and that's because it was what was happening on Power Rangers like the month I was born.
What was I looking at? Right,
like that's when all the evil with green stuff was happening in Power Rangers, and I was like, hell yeah, this is the coolest thing to ever happen to a baby when it's born. So have like, you know, the Green Ranger fanfare.
Okay.
Right, but Friends, so that's what we were really talking about.
I like the episode where I don't even know that the whole it's probably the B story of the episode where like the shower pressure is not really working that good in the building, so like Kramer goes and finds like a different shower head, and he goes to this like
most of my favorite
black
things
market.
are Kramer B stories. Like I like when Kramer takes up smoking.
Oh god. But I remember seeing that one too. But I just know it gets crazy.
He has like a whole smoking party, and then it's just
it doesn't go good.
Yeah.
But he gets that shower head, and then like, he goes to this black market guy, and he's like,
oh, what about a shower head?
Yeah, he goes, it's like, what about that one? It's like, no, you don't want this one. It's the pressure's like way too high. It's for the circus. It's for elephants. No, I want that one. And then he gets it, and turns the shower on, and it's like too strong, and he's just like being blown back, and he's just like trying to turn it off, but he can't. He's like, I don't know why. I just was cracking up on that. And then another one with episode with Patrick Warburton. He's like he was like a mechanic, and then I don't know, Jerry told him about this sex move, and at the time he's dating Elaine, and the mechanic does a sex move on Elaine, and he's like, that was amazing, and then
Okay.
she tells him about the move, and then Jerry's like, yo, what the hell? That's my move. And he goes up to him, he's like, you can't be doing my my move. Tell him, and then fine. I want you to move. Or he's like, whatever, I can do whatever I want, blah, blah, blah. I won't work on your car, blah, blah, blah. And then, yeah, like, he's in bed with Elaine, and he can't do the move because he's just thinking about Jerry. He's like, damn, I can't do the move. And he's like, why can't you? He's like, why can't you do it? I just can't.
You were about to. Oh,
So, it's not Here, There, and Everywhere. Or what did you say it was? Tomorrow Never Knows. It's not a Beatles song.
it's not.
No, it's Can't Help Falling in Love. Elvis Presley.
Okay, we're in
And it is played on a steel drum.
We are now in a. That was Mandela affected. That was changed. That
is
was
also
changed.
like
Did
a
they get
one-
married inside now?
That's
No,
a
they
very-
got married outside
That's
of
a
the
very
Okay.
street in the
cliche
snow.
love song, too.
I totally remember it being Here, There, and Everywhere, and now I feel like I'm in an alt. But I've
Yeah, but there's like no words to when you're playing it, so I could easily see where like it could be.
no, I remember it distinctly, and I'm in an alternate universe now.
Alright.
But that's fine. I've been.
I'm like I thought it was.
This is
the Beatles
Mandela.
song
This
for
is
the longest.
Mandela affected. I mean, comment in the if you think this was the Mandela effect, because I don't think it was that song, but I stand corrected, I guess. Bullshit.
This moment I don't like about Friends. I was telling you how Rachel was pregnant.
And getting jealous
and
about
getting jealous of Ross getting some action from another woman. And I thought, this is bullshit. I hate this bitch. And I got pissed off and I changed the channel.
Oh yeah, no.
Rachel was the
Rachel
worst.
Green
Yeah.
is what's the
See, you know, the
yeah,
character
she,
just pissed me off.
she's just a terrible person.
Yeah.
I'm like that's kind of you don't realize that when you're young, but yeah, as you watch it.
Well, and that's like the funny thing is like when the like for Always Sunny in Philadelphia, their idea was like, well, like what if like it was Friends, but like they were all terrible people, and it's like you realize like in Friends they were all terrible people.
Yeah.
Yeah. They weren't great. It's just, I couldn't.
Monica got into a relationship with her dad's friend.
Well, I don't know if that's like inherently
No, it's not.
that's like the least bad thing any of them did. Most I think the bad things can be attributed obviously to Rachel.
Oh yeah.
Flying to another country to ruin her ex's wedding.
See?
Yeah. It's not good. Yeah.
So, yeah, you can like, yeah.
No, she was definitely the issue there.
Couldn't watch that
I mean,
shit.
I'm not gonna.
Chandler ended every day with "So I'll call you later" and never called any of the girls.
Yeah,
Terrible
so-
people.
Joey was
Yeah, but again, like neither of these shows is like the go-to for us. So,
No.
Ross.
Any
Can we
episode.
talk about the mess that is Ross Geller?
which time he's the most relatable character.
I
He's everyone's spirit animal.
highly recommend people go and look on YouTube. There's a video where they remove the laugh track for every time Ross freaks out, and it's terrifying.
It's sociopaths,
Yeah.
serial killer stuff.
Like this dude needs help.
But honestly,
Okay,
any
then.
show with
Hey,
any
anyway.
show with the laugh track removed is gonna be
Yeah, it's gonna be weird.
weird because there's just gonna be this pause, like
Like that pause.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
exactly.
like just like that one. I might like even find a laugh track clip just to like throw it in there.
Yeah,
during
you
the-
totally just do that. I
Yeah.
can hear it now.
right, just the whole
Yeah,
like Scooby Doo had a fucking laugh track.
that shit was.
Scooby Doo had a laugh track.
Man, that shit was. Shit was funny. You know what I'm gonna say.
It's true. Scooby Doo was legit.
Scooby Doo.
All right.
But yeah, we even brought up other shows during the. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Scooby Doo is about how far white people go to snitch.
All right, gang. Let's set a trap.
They weren't getting paid. They put their lives in danger.
Shaggy would eat dog food.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how far Shaggy would go to snitch. He would eat dog food, literal dog food.
Put his life in danger just to be a snitch. It's crazy.
Would you do it for a Scooby snack? Like, no.
2 Scooby snacks.
Hell fucking yeah, bro. All I need are some tasty ways, a cool breeze, and some Scooby snacks.
Then he was the jock.
He
Shaggy was
was
the
he the
jock.
jock?
He was
yeah.
he was a decathlete. He was like a
he was
like a
their star
field.
runner for
Yeah.
track and fields. He was
It
was always like
it was
a-
a constant like semi joke because like that's why he did all these crazy physical feats. He's like, well, good thing I was a gymnast. It was back in
Damn.
high school, and then like he'd do
Wow.
some backflip.
I need to run it back.
Yeah, it's like no, Shaggy was. That's why everyone's like
So what the
Shaggy's a
hell,
god.
What the hell was Fred doing?
Like buying a car,
Buying
working
a
for that car,
car.
working for
Yeah.
that van. And then he was hanging out with Shaggy. He's like, well, Shaggy's the star athlete. Everyone's going to love me if I'm friends with Shaggy.
Would have thought like Fred was he looks.
And then
it's meant to throw you. It's meant
and
to
then
Fuck.
Shaggy was
It's
like
like
Zoinks, man, you ever tried like the marijuana? And then they met Velma and Daphne. Because, I mean, they were the 2 hottest lesbians in the school. So
Oh my god.
I don't know.
No.
Oh my God.
no, that's just every lesbian girl's fantasy. And mine.
It's a good ship, but
I don't sell that.
I didn't get that vibe. I'm pretty sure.
No, I'm pretty sure they all liked the dog the most.
How could you not?
Yeah.
Scooby.
It's a great, it's a talking Great Dane.
Was he ever really talking, or were they just under
So-
the influence?
Dogs don't talk when
So, I was
you
gonna.
gotta be on mess.
I wanted to. You know what? So, yeah, I can spin this. I was gonna.
Where are we at?
We're at for like 48 minutes. We're good. I'm
Okay.
keeping us paced because I don't want to keep the next one going too long because then we'll just kind of sound like sad saps.
Okay.
So, but I want to. We'll go to our next topic, which is friendship is effort.
Yes.
And as millennials, I think this is a sentiment that there's pretty common throughout our depression-ridden generation. And that's just, excuse me, and that's just it. It is a little bit of a depression-ridden generation, and that's why, because you're always finding excuses to put off the plans that you made, and sometimes you just don't want. Oh, excuse me, burp. Oh
Jesus.
You're excused.
no, I don't want your. I don't want your excusitions. Is that how you phrase that? And that's funny because the last thing I drank on that one was water, so I just burped water. Don't drink water; you'll burp water.
It's disgusting.
If you have too much dihydrogen monoxide in your lungs, it can kill you.
Obviously, if it's in your lungs.
Anything can kill you if it's in your lungs.
He's right.
Not oxygen.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
Oh, some scientist is like, if there's too much, it can. So right, friendship is effort,
Yes.
much like the oxygen crushing your lungs.
I guess you would have to put an effort in that.
Yeah, and that's just is there's again going to the whole it's kind of a depression ridden era, and depression's at an all-time high. Probably it's a generational thing. Especially, I mean, it's not even like generations to our country. Like this, depression is a generational epidemic in other countries as well. But how do we get past that? Just to be able to do the simple things to have fun with our friends. Which obviously, you're one that you're always happy to. This doesn't affect you. You have a very high. I don't think it affects us too much either. We're generally pretty good at making plans with people.
Yeah.
But I do know.
But there's nights where like
No,
we get
there's-
invited to things and we're kind of just like, I don't want to go anywhere. I'm tired.
Well, and sometimes it's warranted too, and sometimes it's like, well, no, I just sat around on my ass all day and played video games. So, but
I don't know. It's like I feel like I used to be more gung ho about plans, and then as things go by, just like the friendship circle kind of gets smaller. So I guess I feel like kind of actually got like easier because I really only hit like you two up or Sean. Used to be so many people like to hang out with, and it's just
well, like that's just I know Sean still hangs out with people left and right too.
yeah.
And again, that's that's all stuff. And I always
Yeah.
talk about how I think
Yeah.
He's pretty good at
Yeah,
cultivating.
it's gonna like
'cause-
reaching out too. Like I should be better at reaching out too, but it's just like
Because again, that you have to constantly reach out.
yeah, you
and,
have to constantly reach out, and then it's
Like
like the effort that you put in sometimes is not reciprocated.
Like I've been noticing, like Maggio's playing Elden Ring on PlayStation right now because I can see what he's doing on
Yeah.
PlayStation, and I'll just like send him a random message just to like fuck with him. I'm like, yo, dog, get a life, stop playing Elden Ring. I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
say that, but I was like, yo, dog, don't you sleep or something? I'm not trying to talk to you, man. I just want to make fun of you. 'cause
Yeah,
Elden
yeah.
Ring.
Yeah, just
Or even like Brian, I'm sitting there playing, GTA with him every other weekend because
yeah.
because that's the effort. That's just, you have to. And I was mad when I wasn't being able to talk to Ryan when he was in Utah for like a year because, I didn't have his phone number or whatever. But again, that's all stuff you need to do, and especially when he was in another state at the time, so or still is in another state. But it's become easier because now I have his phone number. I'm
Yeah.
talking to him on PlayStation.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
well,
I
yeah,
remember-
you
I remember
mentioned
there was a time
So
where
out of state friends.
as
thing-
friends
yeah.
being out of state, and my oldest friend, just moved there year and a half
To
ago.
Washington.
Yeah,
That's a
I'm, like
longer
out of
flight.
state. Yeah, that's not too bad. But like that's just it. It's an effort. It's having to try and reach out and do communication, and it's vice versa. She'll reach out to me, I reach out to her. But like I don't, as it was like we're both busy. She's a mom. She has a life. I have my job. I have a life. So it's trying to coordinate to make the effort to see each other. We used to like it's not like we saw each other that often even when she was here, and now that she's in another state, it's
Well, yeah, like
kind
Sean
of
and-
having to do
like Sean
more
and
effort
Ryan
to
are
reach
both
out.
parents, and that's why we don't have Sean on every episode because he's doing his own thing, living his own life, and trying to get his stuff together, and he still has to parent on top of all that. So he gets busy and
Yeah.
tired, and the rest of us are like, kids, what kids? We're just living life, man. We're gonna go to a bar when the show's over.
exactly, yeah. Even
I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna
even
order.
fucking Kovac. I must be hanging out doing drugs with Kovacs and doing crazy.
But now he's a dad.
Yeah, he's a dad, father of two, got a happy family,
2 Kovacs with 2
Mexican
kids.
wife. He's straight up just going full Mexican now.
Does
I
he have a
mean-
mustache? He has a mustache.
Nah, he got a
Yeah, he did
It's
like
been
a
while since
beard.
I've seen him. He's got a little beard thing going on.
Like he could do a
I
full
don't, like
beard.
if the next time I see him, he better be like magically like tan.
Nah, he's not. That's never gonna happen. He's
I'm not convinced that man can tan.
he
He's
brought
too.
a Mexican, got a
I mean, he grew up like around the corner from my grandma.
yeah,
so-
yeah. He grew up in El Sereno, so
Yeah.
he's like inherently Mexican.
Yeah,
but now he's
you're-
actually
when
going
you're
full-
there.
he gets the cred.
Yeah, he's definitely got cred. Super cred. He's fucking gangbanging ass cousins.
I've got gangbanging cousins.
Exactly.
Ugh.
We need to
Super
talk about
relatable.
that.
Right. They don't use.
We don't talk to them.
Right. It's like they don't use metal silverware at family gatherings anymore. So, I've said too much. So friendship is effort. Reach out to your friends, even if it's just a small bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's the other thing is like at this point,
Tell your friends like Merry Christmas or something or things. have a
Yeah,
Thanksgiving,
you
and
know,
then
the
when the
occasional.
occasions
I mean,
come
well,
up.
not just like when I'm not on Facebook anymore. So like, it
Exactly.
used to be,
Like
you know,
yeah,
it
It
used
whoever.
used to be
well,
really
it
easy
used
to
to be
keep
the
up.
happy birthday every
Yeah,
year, and now it's
exactly. And
like,
now I'm on Facebook as much, but damn, we be forgetting people's birthdays. I forget
Yeah,
some
I don't.
people's
yeah.
birthdays.
I kind of dipped out of the social media sphere,
Yeah,
like,
so
because it
it's
was.
like if I forgot your
It got
yeah,
too.
if I don't got your number, then it's like it's not.
Well, and, like, there's people that like that I like that like I don't know how much I really want to like go out, and that's just it. It's like there's people that I like and want to know what they're up to, but like I don't know how much I want to like go out and do stuff with those people.
Yeah,
And like if you're watching this, you probably know who you are because you probably feel the same way about me.
it's
And that's just it. Is where do you find that line of where's is that level of hey, what's going down, or just is it just just the chat once in a while, just the comments on each other's posts or something.
yeah. Exactly. I guess there's a few people like I can reconnect with and actually hang out with, but as far as just people as like I knew from way back.
Because at the same time, apart from like social media being the toxic, everyone's gotta
Yeah.
how many followers can you all get? There's also the aspect of like, well, there's still close personal relationships that you
Yeah.
can use these platforms to still
Yeah,
sit there and
exactly.
cultivate.
Especially on Instagram, like most of the people I like follow me are like people from like high school and stuff like that and things I've done outside of high school.
And like I've made like a few, but even then, like going with the friendship as effort is I only made so many friends in college. Like
I agree
and
with
like
that.
it
Yep.
again, even like on social media now, most of the people that I follow, are all people that I knew in high school. But it's like, but there should still be so many people that I like, knew in my met in my adult life that
Yeah.
oh yeah, I should want to follow them too. But it's like, I don't know. I never felt like I got close to So I think there was maybe like one or two people that I think I'd go out of and one of them I do follow on social media, like Jono.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
follow
yeah.
him on any
Yeah.
social media I can because that was a friendship that I felt cultivated.
Yeah.
And we did a lot of stuff together. And again, I had other friends that were giving me rides, and we had a bunch of classes together. And I'd totally like to reach out to all those people, but I can't find them on social media. So dick out of luck. I've changed my phone number twice since then.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I've never changed my phone number.
Nah, we've.
well,
really
it's not like I
changed.
ever did it. I never did it. It never changed my phone number intentionally. It's
Yeah.
not like I was ever trying to avoid people.
Yeah,
or,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's just I want to get in a new plan or whatever. So
It is what it is.
Switched over companies, wasn't able to keep our number, all that.
and then again, you have that post where going into everyone, I got a new phone. Here's my new number, or text me for your old number. And it's like, are you gonna text that person that again that relationship where you may or may not gonna hang out, but you still care what they're up to? Are you gonna text that person? Because I know I didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
texting people like every day and keeping up with conversations on the phone is like not my thing too. I'm super like low maintenance.
And I think it's
There's a few people I'll sit there and text, but like that's
I can't.
like I'm not gonna do that for my whole friends list on
I'm
any
not
social
gonna sit
media
and have a
platform.
conversation sitting down for an hour texting someone.
Yeah.
Like even like.
And it's crazy.
And when
It's
we,
like
I think
people-
like when we all do text each other, we're all like, it's for like a 5 minute interval. We all get a chuckle, and then that's it. We're done for like
keep it to the
the
point.
day or
get to the point.
yeah.
And some people really do be texting all day and shit like that. And I feel like I don't know. Maybe that's just like that's first kind of interaction thing. That's like when you just get someone's like a girl's phone number, you text them like every day and shit like that. But eventually that dies out and you just kind of just get straight to the point. It's like we're gonna hang out anyway, so like why are we gonna be like?
Well, like that's like, should you treat most adult interactions like you're trying to make friends like you would when you were younger?
No.
No.
Right? Because
Like there's this rule to like professionalism, like at least in your workplace, you probably shouldn't be making like friends with your coworkers.
Yeah.
and that's the other weird thing is like, how else are you gonna meet people? And, like,
Yeah.
so then does it become weird that like, oh, then like most of the people you're still like following on social media are like the people you knew in high school and all like your neighborhood, when it's like, because it just kind of became weird and to just meet people because it was hardly going to be in a setting
It's
other
either,
than a
like,
professional
either
setting anyway.
college or work, but it's just like I don't know. With the whole
Well, yeah, like I've had
things that go on at work, you know, the whole sexual harassment and all these other things
Yep.
that are inappropriate, it's just shit's gotten even more like strict and just like you might as well just like it's not even worth it just to even like
Then then it's like, well, now I have to meet someone online or at a in a bar or club.
yeah, exactly.
And even that type of interaction still kind of looked down upon. So it's like, okay, so just meeting people is looked down upon. But I guess in the current age, heterosexuality is looked down
I
upon.
mean, I can't imagine. Can't imagine it's any better.
Yeah, I
like,
can't
if
imagine. Yeah, you're right. It's probably not any
any
easier if you're
other-
homosexual or it's
or
Like,
whatever
I
under
guess
the sun.
it is really effort. Like someone actually just like on the sites that I use, I don't even like be looking for people anymore. It's just like any more partners. I'm like good, but occasionally someone will slide in my DMs and trying to get to know me. It's like, oh man,
now I have to like
I have to put in the
the
effort
effort.
to get to know them. And it's like, you know, when it comes to dating, it's kind of like the man's job to kind of like inquire and be like keep up the conversation, but they hit me up first. You should be like
You should be
you
happy
try-
to keep the
try,
conversation going.
Keep the conversation going. Why am I the only one coming up with like things to talk about and like what I don't even want I don't even care if this like goes well or not. You know, like if you stop talking to me, I'm gonna be like, oh God, thank God.
It's like we're not going to spend most of our time talking. We're going to be sitting next to each other looking at our phones the whole time anyways.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, look, they have to mess me back. I'll get to that later. Or not. Whatever. So, yeah, it is, you know, it's just, it is kind of like an effort, but, you know, at the same time, I'm trying to just, maybe it's just me just wanting instant, like, gratification, you know, it's like, hey, if we have a conversation today, we gotta, like, at least meet up. Otherwise, it's like, I'm not gonna, like, plan my schedule around this just to, like, get to know someone and, like, whether it work out.
I'm not gonna make time in my schedule for internet chat.
Yeah, for internet chat, for a freaking pen pal or whatever. This is gonna just being pen pals or whatever. So yeah, friendship.
They
Is
make
especially
sites for
like I
that.
guess like new friendship is definitely like even more. Then that's how I would say it's just like easier just to like talk to people that you are even knowing.
Hobbies, I
Yeah.
suppose.
I guess yeah, it's hot.
But, like-
Hobbies and conventions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's. I don't know what
That's
how
where
to
like
All these
well,
new,
that's like
all
you.
these new ways to meet people. We keep forgetting about the old ways.
Yeah,
how
like
people
go to a
used to do it.
museum. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Is it weird to approach a girl at the movies? I've seen someone do it.
Grocery store. Maybe someone at the grocery store.
I mean, yeah. How do you? Yeah, let's. Women go to the grocery store. I like going to the grocery store because there's a lot of women here.
You go there. Everyone's got to eat.
Yeah.
But
In fact, you can even
the
determine
girl
the
singing
type
along
of-
to the music, the corny music that's playing in the grocery store. That's probably a go.
Probably like a good starter.
Yeah,
just
good
a good
start.
conversation
Yeah,
starter.
good conversation starter.
Just like
Yeah.
sing the Fall Out Boy with her.
Yeah, exactly. That's that'll probably work out.
All right. So my name is Terence, and I am an arms dealer. I am an arms
Stop.
dealer.
I mean, doesn't even have to go that deep, you know. Probably don't even have to joke about the song because they probably just know it because they heard it so many times.
Yeah.
And they sing along. They might not even be a fan of that band or whoever's. You don't have to go.
Sorry, I just remembered like other stuff.
Yeah, but that's one place. I can't think of anywhere else.
All right. Well, you know what? We're over, so I think we're gonna.
Hey.
I had more topics, but
That's good. We can use them for.
yeah, because I want to see where I wanted to talk about the potential Pat McAfee, Vince McMahon fight. But we'll find out after
The shit.
after
let's
the
not
interview.
speculate. Let's just wait for that. to
So
drop.
this was the Kind of Late Show. This was our our show, with
Episode number
right
10.
episode 10. This was co-hosts Anika and Jordan.
Yes.
Have a good night, everyone.
Peace.
Good night.